we show you how to make delicious hot cross buns. And we share some handy tips on how to make them in advance. Hot cross buns have been a sweet part of Easter since at least the 1700s. We are going to share some handy tips on how to have the buns prepared weeks in advance. This recipe makes 12 hot cross buns. We'll start off with raisins. We add water to the raisins to plump them up. We're using raisins, but you could also use currants, cranberries, or apricots.
Whichever dry fruit you're using, you should add water to soften.
Mix a little to get them all well soaked. We microwave the raisins to soften them more. Another option would be to use boiling water. Leave the fruit to soak for at least 10 minutes. Melt the butter and let it cool while you prepare the other ingredients. Now let's do the dry ingredients.
We strongly recommend that if you have a scale, you weigh your ingredients.
It's the most accurate way to measure, which matters when you're baking buns. We'll use a strainer to catch any lumps and to sift the flour. Add all-purpose flour, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, salt, and brown sugar. Here are two dry yeast options, active and instant.
The active yeast needs to be activated in the wet ingredients.
The instant is added to the dry ingredients. It doesn't need to be activated.
The risk with instant yeast is that you don't know if the yeast is active until you proof the dough the first time.
With active dry yeast, you'll know if it's active a few minutes after adding it to the wet ingredients. Either should be okay, as long as you don't pass the expiry date on the package. We'll use instant yeast. Add it to the dry ingredients. Use your finger to get it all out. Sift the dry ingredients into a large bowl. Press the lumps of sugar to get rid of them. Dump in the last little bits of sugar. Mix to combine. We forgot to add the lemon zest before mixing. So now we'll add it and mix again. You can also use orange zest. Just use whichever you have. According to legend, if you hang a hot cross bun in your kitchen on Good Friday, it will remain fresh for the entire year. Now for the wet ingredients. Carefully crack an egg into a medium-sized bowl. Whisk well, then add warm milk. You can also use plant-based milk. Now add the melted butter, vanilla extract, and mix. Add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. Mix from the center outwards using a fork. Once the dough is roughly mixed, remove the dough sticking to the fork. It's kneading time. We'll show you a technique to make kneading easy. You'll need to knead for 10 minutes. This is the amount required whether you use a mixer or do it by hand. Place the dough on a clean surface. Don't add any flour onto the surface, as this will result in dry buns. Roll the dough into a ball and slap it down. Keep turning and slapping for 2 minutes. You'll notice the dough is sticking less to the counter. After the 2 minutes, gather all the dough together. Here's a baker's technique. Lift and flip and fold repeatedly, like this. Here it is more slowly. Just do what Guillermo's doing. It's not that complicated. Do this for 8 minutes. You can sing Hot Cross Buns while you do it.
Hot crust buns, hot crust buns, 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot crust buns. Mommy, would you stop? It doesn't help.
Now grease a large bowl with a teaspoon of oil. Rub one side, then flip. Cover with a damp, clean tea towel and leave to proof.
Are they giving a salute? No, they're asking for more, and they get it. The buns come down from the balcony like rain. Oh, sorry, they've run out of buns, so they're using balloons. Somebody's going to get indigestion.
If you leave it in a warm place, it will take about an hour to proof.
If you leave it at room temperature, it will take up to 2 hours to proof. You'll know it's proofed when it has doubled in size. While the dough proofs, strain the liquid out of the raisins. When the dough has proofed, punch it. Seriously, just punch it. No, not like that. Remove the dough from the bowl and flatten it out. Pour the raisins on top and spread them out. Then fold one side halfway across and the other side on top, like this. Now do exactly the same thing, but this time folding across. Pat it down. We're measuring the dough because we're going to make each one equal in size. Each piece should weigh roughly 89 grams. Divide the dough into quarters, then divide each quarter into 3. You'll do this even if you don't have a scale. Just eyeball it. Weigh each piece and add or take away a little dough until you get close to 89 grams. Once you've measured out your 12 pieces, you'll shape each piece into a ball. This is the masterclass on how to make a ball. Don't add any flour. Set your hand on top of the ball, touching the top very lightly. Don't press down or squeeze. Roll the ball gently. It's kind of like using a computer mouse. Do this until the dough is round like a ball. This is fun stuff. It only takes a few seconds. If you'd like to save your hot cross buns for another time, set them out unwrapped on a tray to freeze, then store them together in a freezer bag.
Like you would do with berries.
When you're ready to use them, take the balls out of the freezer and place them on a baking sheet.
Cover with a damp towel and let them thaw and rise at room temperature for at least 4 hours.
To bake, place the balls on a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper. Cover the balls with a damp tea towel. This time you'll proof for a half hour at room temperature. While you're proofing, preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit.
Now we prepare the dough for the crust.
Add a cup of all-purpose flour to a small bowl. Then add a cup of water. Mix well to form a thick paste. Now add the dough to a piping bag. You can use a disposable piping bag or improvise a piping bag with a plastic bag. When the buns have proofed for a half hour, you can form the crosses on them. This is the easiest way to do it. If you're finding this video helpful, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you, we appreciate it. Bake the buns in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes, or until they turn golden brown. We're going to add a honey glaze on top. Some people use icing sugar and water. Brush on the glaze as soon as the buns come out of the oven, so they're still hot. You can coat the top and the sides completely. The buns are tastier when they're still hot. That's why they're called hot cross buns. If you enjoyed this video, we think you'll like this one too.
Yummy. How to bring them with us?